Yes, peace, shalom. Hopefully everybody is well. Giving honor and praise unto Yah, the creator of heaven and earth. This is Yeshaya Yisrael of the tribe of Dan. What we're going to go over is Israelites in Egypt, part 2. All right, let's start now. We're going to go to the book of Jeremiah 44, verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews that dwell in the land of Egypt, which dwell at Migdol, and at Tapanhes, and at Noph, and in the country of Pathros, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, and upon all the cities of Judah. And behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out emphatically, brothers and sisters, is that what we're speaking about right here is date time wise. We're speaking in the 6th century BCE because the people of Judah and their city Jerusalem was decimated in 586 BCE by the Babylonians and the Chaldeans. All right. So now, even in the Israelite record in Jeremiah 44, verse 2, it distinctly says that Israel has seen all the evil that the Most High brought upon Jerusalem and upon the cities of Judah. Now, this is talking about emphatically speaking of the issue known as the southern kingdom in ancient Israel. All right. Now it says the word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews. Now, when you read Jews there in Jeremiah 44, verse 1, it is speaking about in Hebrew Yehudim, and it is speaking basically saying those of Judah. So actually, Jew is a poor translation in English. All right, so let that be understood. Was dwell at Migdol and at Tapanhes and at Noph and in the country of Patros. So now I wanted to go over certain things there. Noph in the Bible was known in the ancient world as Menefer, now known today as the city of Memphis, right? When it says Tapanhes in Jeremiah 44 in the first verse, it is later known in the Greek era known as the city of Daphne, Daphne. And when you read about Patros here, it is basically speaking about the Egyptian term Peteret, which is understood as southern Egypt. So what I'm trying to do now, brothers and sisters, is going to show a map so that way people can understand what exactly we were speaking of. All right? This here is a map of Egypt itself. The lower Egypt, which was northern Egypt, and this here being the upper Egypt. Because the way they saw it going from what we now understand as south to north due to the flow of the Nile River. Okay, so upper Egypt is, brothers and sisters, southern Egypt. So let that be known and understood, right? Now, another cross reference concerning the map situation. I wanted to show where the other people were at according to the book of Jeremiah 44, because it distinctly names other lands. The city of Daphne, also known as Tapanhes or Takpanhes, is right here when you go into the map itself. That's in Lower Egypt or in Northern Egypt. And a place called Memphis, brothers and sisters, is the city right here. Okay? So let that be known and understood. So this right here is coming from a book called The Atlas of Ancient Egypt by Baines and Malek. All right, I got that book from a store called Strands in New York City. Now, getting back to the point, brothers and sisters, it distinctly shows where these people were in the ancient world after the tribe of Judah was decimated and their city was demolished. Their capital, that is, being Jerusalem. All right. Now, one of the things I have wanted to point out is that if you look at the map yet once again, brothers and sisters, and I'm talking not so fast so that way things can be understood. And on the 49th page of this book here, I wanted to go over something map-wise. It distinctly, as you may see right here, this being a place called Elephantine. Now, next to it in the words here, I'm going to read what it says and then go over some references. It says this: Elephantine, colony of Jewish mercenaries and Persian service in the 5th century with a temple of Yahweh, disappeared after 401 BCE. All right. Now, what that is speaking about, brothers and sisters, is that from the era in which the time of Jeremiah was there in the 6th century BCE, the people wound up staying in the land of Egypt itself. All right. And one of the other things I wanted to point out, if we go into a secular reference book, all right, this book is called Egypt by Lorna Oakes. All right. And on page 256 of this book here, wanted to go over a particular matter. Thank you for following along. Alrighty. It's under the subtitle Jewish Synagogues and Temples. Now, brothers and sisters, let's understand something. When we read, as it says there, the word Jewish, that is speaking about the people of the tribe of Judah. It is not talking about the converted Khazarian people that you read of in history later. It says Elephantine. A small community of Jews also existed at Elephantine. They and their temple are known from Aramaic papyri of the 5th century BC. The temple of Yahweh was in existence before the invasion of Egypt in 525 BC by the Persian king Cambyses, but its precise location is not known. The papyri reveal that in 410 BCE, the priests of the nearby temple of Khnum persuaded the local governor, in the absence of the Persian satrap, to attack and destroy the temple of Yahweh. The Jews wrote to Begoas, governor of Judea, and Yochanan, high priest in Jerusalem, in protest. At first, their communication was ignored, but 2 years later, they wrote again to Begoas and to the two sons of Sanballat, an earlier governor of Samaria. This time they had the answer they were hoping for. A messenger was sent to request the permission of the Persian satrap to rebuild the temple. The temple was restored, and in 401 BC is mentioned in a document, but shortly after the end of the Persian rule in Egypt in 332 BCE, the Jewish colony was dispersed and its temple disappeared. Now, one of the things I have wanted to point out concerning the reading in that book right there, it distinctly shows you that they had what they refer to as the temple of Yahweh, sometimes said as the temple of Yahu, in the land of Egypt itself, in a place called Elephantine Island. And Elephantine Island is geographically in what we call southern Egypt. And the time frame that we're speaking of, brothers and sisters, it is talking in reference about the 6th century BCE. So those couple of points right there I wanted to go over just to show emphatically that the people were in the land of Egypt at that time. So thus concludes part 1 of Israelites in Egypt, part 2. Shalom.